the month of December on a high note against the reigning Ivy League champion Princeton Tigers this afternoon on ESPN+. Hello, everyone, and welcome courtside alongside D. Lynham. I'm John Moses. Well, the Tigers took care of business in one of their most important non-conference games on Sunday against Middle Tennessee, a double-digit win. D, what impressed you most about that game?
The Tigers' defense, outstanding. I mean, anytime you can hold your opponent to 6 first quarter points, you certainly are getting off to the right start. And they also held Middle Tennessee to 4 of 20 from behind the arc. Middle Tennessee came in shooting 32 from downtown.
Well, for Moyne, still year one of the Nick DiPillo era, and they're still relatively new to Division I overall, but they're going to need a little bit more offensively from Hayden Roberts, fifth-year forward for them who can really shoot the 3D.
She can. Hayden Roberts leads her team in scoring, averaging a shade under 10 points. She is shooting 33% from the field and also from behind the arc. In addition to her scoring, she's leading her team in rebounding, pulling down 6.5 per game.
And for the Tigers, Tabby Amanze, finally healthy in her junior campaign, has a chance to be one of the Ivy League's most dominant players this year.
And she's coming off a strong performance against Middle Tennessee. She finished with 10 points, shooting 60% from the floor. She pulled down 6 rebounds. It was her 5th double-figure scoring game. She is shooting 54% from the floor, and by the way, averaging 4.5 rebounds too.
Nick DiPillo, in his first year as the head coach at Moyne, spent last year as an assistant at Bowling Green. Plenty of head coach experience, Division III level at the University of Scranton, longtime assistant with the New York Liberty in the WNBA, and certainly that experience serving him well in his first year at Moyne. It's a brand new staff, and you know, D, it just takes time for any new coaching staff, especially against the difficult non-conference schedule that Moyne had lined up this year, and I think that sort of contributed to the record.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, as I'm going through and looking, well, they kicked it off with Stanford, and as you go through, you're saying, oh my gosh, this is a really strong non-conference, but also because you're in kind of a rebuild mode, difficult to get success or experience success.
Princeton Tigers back on their home floor again. This is a 7-game homestand is how it all works out this year for the Princeton Tigers. Change to the starting lineup. Tabby Amanze is in that starting unit for Princeton today. No Sky Belker available, dealing with an ankle injury. Fadima Tall. Three ball is halfway down and out. Offensive rebound and a stick back for Amanze.
Well, we just talked about her in the open, coming off a 10.6 rebound game against Middle Tennessee. Nice putback to start this one.
How about the size that Princeton is starting in this game? 6'4" and 6'4" between Hill and Amanze. And then Fadima Tall bumps down to the 3 spot at 6 foot.
It's incredible.
Fazioni, Roberts, 5 to shoot. Postel draws a whistle against Amanze. That is Sydney Postel, sophomore forward, originally from Churchville, New York.
And Amanze got a step behind and still attempted to block the shot. Instead got her with the body.
Lemoyne 0-12 coming off a 107-59 defeat against Buffalo. And, you look back at that non-conference slate, D, just like you're talking about. Buffalo, you've got Rhode Island on your home
Illinois.
floor, at Illinois, at Stanford, at Stony Brook. This is.
I think Seton Hall was in there.
Yeah, you got Seton Hall in the mix. It's quite a test for any team, not just a team that's still in its origin years at the Division I level. That was Hill missing. Amanze took a hard fall. Offensive rebound for Princeton. Goodness gracious, Ashley Chia with a 3.
I love the step over. One step to the left.
A year behind Caitlin Chen. Those two also spent a year together in high school at Flint Ridge Prep out in California. And Chia has gone from just sort of that microwave scorer off the bench, somebody that you can look to for 3-pointers to get your offense moving, to one of maybe the best scoring guards in the Ivy League.
And from the three-point perspective, she's taken the most threes for the Tigers. 75. She comes in shooting 33%. Obviously knocked down a pretty one before the timeout.
Got to say, there is something so relaxed about Ashley Chia's game. Foul here is on Pastel against Lemoyne. Never seems like she's playing too fast. She's got such a swagger to her game. I was talking to Madison St. Rose on the Get Stops podcast a couple weeks back, and she was talking about how right after Chia committed, she saw an Instagram video as Monze travels inside, and the video was Chia making a three and turning back to the bench with the Steph Curry look before it went in, like she knew it was going in. St. Rose was saying, okay, this kid's going to be special.
And that's a good, happy medium to have that kind of confidence, but also respect the game and the opponents and your teammates.
Shot clock is at 10 for Lemoyne, averaging less than 50 points per game this year. And you see the length that Princeton is using defensively as Amanze comes up with a piece of it. Tall, the takeaway.
Well, you see how Lemoyne came out in a 2-3 zone. And as I was saying to you, it makes it a little difficult in terms of the rebounding. They forced a second turn.
Ball movement into the hands of Bonzioni with Pastel. Remember, this is a team that went to the WNIT last year. Fantastic run to the NEC championship game where they lost to Sacred Heart. And then 3 starters graduated, Lusher, Baker, and Good, and head coach Mary Grimes accepted the head coach job at Binghamton after 3 seasons at Lemoyne. So that led to a little bit more roster turnover. It's 4 transfers, 2 first-year players, and 7 returners for Lemoyne.
And a new coach.
Exactly. 7 on the timer. 3 ball is up for Lennon, and that's good for Sierra Lennon, junior guard. One of the few players in the program still hanging in from the Division II days for Lemoyne. Moving up from the Northeast 10, one of the best Division II conferences in the East region. Chia, ball fake, and drains another triple.
Her form is just, I know I said she's shooting 33%. I think by the end of the year, that number's going to be higher. I do.
Here's Roberts. Princeton in their switching scheme in the player-to-player defense. Amanze defending on the perimeter. 3 ball, missed it all.
Can you imagine that length coming at you when you want to get off a 3-point shot?
I got to say that hand closing out at 6'4" on the 3-point line, it would make me change my shot. I get it.
Yeah. The only thing, I guess you could take your shot deeper, step back, and maybe.
Hill swings it. Amelia Osgood, a corner triple. Halfway down and out. Offensive rebound, Fadima Tall. And she was fouled trying to pull it straight back up. Foul's going to go on Eli Clark, first-year guard from Oakhurst, New Jersey, Ocean Township High School. And you see the length. Parker Hill, Fadima Tall. Those two are a problem on the glass in the first place.
Yeah, they kind of did it as a team effort, but right now the Tigers with 3 offensive rebounds, certainly an area that we'll keep an eye on because it seems like it's a category they will dominate.
See the numbers for Fadima Tall. She's a player that's just getting better and better this year. Had a career-high 16 points.
Double-double.
Double-double against Middle Tennessee on Sunday. Just makes so many winning plays. Really at this end of the floor, D, just her active hands. Lorville is cut off.
Now this possession, Lemoyne definitely has more player movement.
Tough shot from Lennon. Chia. Hill swings it. Toby Nowecki. She's got 3 for Princeton.
Well, they tried to show a double team to Chia, but when you do that, and she got it to Parker and then quick swing it to the corner.
It's just such a tough team to double D. Mostly because the post players, Fadima Tall, Parker Hill, they're excellent passers.
Exactly. And one thing we know, Princeton has always been so good with their spacing.
Down to 5 on the timer. Roberts off the back of the rim, no good.
But that was a
Cleared
good
by
look,
Osgood.
really good look.
Chia feeling it. 3 ball, no good. Offensive rebound, Fadima Tall, and she draws a whistle. Tigers headed back to the line for their third and fourth free throw attempts in the first quarter.
Well, and this is coming off of a 3-point attempt. Those rebounds are usually long. Tall had to use her length to grab it. Fourth offensive rebound for Princeton.
First one good for Fadima Tall. Georgetown visitation prep down in the DMV. Now in her sophomore year, she was high school teammates with Toby Nowacki at Georgetown Visitation Prep, and that's the same school where Ellie Mitchell came from. Ellie was in the building on Sunday watching game with a couple of her classmates, Maggie Connolly, Julia Cunningham, and Grace Stone, all in the gym for Sunday's game. It's pretty fun to catch up with Julia Cunningham on the broadcast on Sunday, former Tiger who won 4 Ivy League titles as a player. Timer is at 5. Bodzioni off the window, no good. Talking to Grace Stone a little bit. She's back for a week in the middle of a professional season in Finland.
Oh, cool.
Tall missed it. Katie Fears on the offensive glass. Puts it another.
So that's 5 offensive rebounds for the Tigers, and right now they lead rebounding overall 11-1.
Mia Yanagacio, senior guard originally from Somerset, New Jersey, into the game now. She transferred in from Delaware. Yanagacio fouled out top by Nowacki.
Now, you said Grace is in from Finland.
Yeah.
Does she speak foreign language? I assume they speak Finnish, right?
Yeah, I think she's picked up a little bit here and there.
It's a little easier to learn now because there's so many of those audio methods of Babbel or Rosetta Stone.
Yeah, yeah.
I've tried a couple of them.
Have you tried to pick up Finnish?
No.
Okay.
No, but
what have you tried to pick?
Spanish, because my kids went to an all Spanish-speaking school.
Oh, wow. That's Yanagacio, no good. Nowacki, long outlet to Chia, who's in a foot race. Chia, wow, what a find. Katie Fears with the finish inside.
And, because she's knocked down a couple of jumpers, all eyes are on her. Now she can become a playmaker, too.
Such a smart play. That sort of Steve Nash-like dribble where you dribble it under the rim across the baseline and wait till you find that post player. 3 ball from the corner is up and good for Sierra Lennon. She can really shoot it. Led the team with 62 made threes a year ago, averaged 8 points a game for Moyne. This year at 37% from beyond. Toby Nowacki, no good. Offensive rebound, Katie Fears. Taylor Charles swings it. Chia draws a crowd. Ten on the timer. Chia to the pull-up game. No good. Fears after it, has it tipped out of her hands. Controlled by Bodzioni.
They'll keep looking for Lennon. I mean, obviously she's 2 for 2.
Chia comes up with the steal.
They were looking for her, only that Chia saw it first.
Fears able to save it and then missed it. Fight for the rebound, and well done by Yanagacio to draw the foul against Osgood. Fresh legs for the Tigers. Christina Perella checks in for the first time as Ashley Chia heads to the sideline. 6 points, 1 assist, 1 steal already for Princeton's starting point guard. As mentioned, no Sky Belker for the Tigers today. This is the first game that Belker has not played nor started since she arrived at Princeton. She's dealing with an ankle injury.
Yeah.
Turned it in practice a couple days ago, and she's just been playing through it, but Princeton opting to sit her today.
And especially with
slate starting on Saturday.
Exactly, that's what I was just going to say, especially with conference play just around the corner.
Wow, Taylor Charles gets a clean lane down the baseline. Junior forward from the Chicago area, Elgin, Illinois. Here's Yanagacio putting it on the deck. Well contested between Nowecki and Perella. Yanagacio.
And again, the help defense that comes, they don't leave their feet. It's just a wall that you're trying to shoot over.
Osgood it is. Clean from the corner. Wow. Tigers 23, first quarter points.
Yep, they're shooting 50% from the floor, 50 from behind the arc.
Clark, the drive and kick. Good ball movement. Yanagacio delivers 3 for Moyne.
And that's what Moyne's going to have to do. You got to be crisp, but you got to be quick with your passing because otherwise you're just allowing a good defensive team to have time to be in front of your shooters.
Christina Perella drops Princeton's 5th three-pointer in the first quarter. First-year guard playing in her home state, Saddle River Day School up in Cloister, New Jersey.
John, putting up 26 in the first quarter, that's a big number. I mean, considering that in the last game, the score against Middle Tennessee was 11-6 in favor of Princeton, and they have 15 more than that here today.
Denial inside by Katie Thiers, some first quarter minutes for the senior captain. Three on the shot clock. Quickly into Postel. Her runner is no good to wrap up the first quarter.
Well, Moyne did make 3 threes, and
Tigers,
they were good looks.
First ever home game against Moyne. These teams met last year up in the Syracuse area and still relatively new to Division I. This is a long-time D2 power in the Northeast 10, 4 straight NCAA tournament appearances for them. They went to the Sweet 16 in 2019 and, well, now part of the Northeast Conference. It's an NEC that continues to turn over a little bit. Merrimack and Sacred Heart recently moving to the MAC. Mercyhurst and Chicago State joining the NEC this year.
I mean, they had their success last year, but with this kind of turnover, you wonder how long it'll take for Nick to get it going in the right direction for himself.
Nick Zapilla, first-year head coach, does have a New Jersey connection, played his college basketball at Rutgers Camden and then Fairleigh Dickinson.
And I think what if you can find a niche of where you can recruit, that's how you really get it going.
Absolutely. As Emily Edie, some first half minutes for the first-year forward, will draw free throws for Princeton. Some of these game reps for first-year players just so important to development. Edie, just a handful of appearances this year. She's a willing three-point shooter. Just her 4th appearance for Princeton. The rebound controlled by Mia Yanagacio. Started 11 games for Delaware last year. Yanagacio, that was off the side of the backboard. Perella's length giving her some problems. 12 on the timer for Moyne.
And I think what you notice with Princeton, and it's really the whole roster, they're so disciplined with how they guard, right? They try to stay in front of their people.
That defensive discipline has been drilled in by Carla Berube and her staff. At the end of the shot clock, Moyne steps out of bounds. Galina Lombardi, junior guard, off the bench. And that's something we were talking about with Julia Cunningham on the broadcast on Sunday, Dee. And, she was like, I remember the first time we sat down with Coach and we had the defense talk, where we talked about how important it is and how it would be central to our identity, our culture as a program, and, well, all they do is win.
Yes, exactly. And I think the other thing, people preach it, but a lot of times your defense leads to really good offense.
Tigers have built that once again this year, holding opponents under 63 points per game and under 40% shooting. It's a little bit different this year without a couple of those ace defenders on the roster like Chet Nowecki and Ellie Mitchell a year ago. A couple of the top defensive players in the Ivy League. End of the shot clock here. No shot from Emily Florville, senior guard from Brooklyn. Foul is on the floor against Christina Perella, and here comes Princeton starting point guard Ashley Chia.
I think Emily wanted a continuation there. Chance had a 3-point play. I mean, one of the things today, we do know that Princeton has the ability to push the pace. Obviously, Lemoyne wants to, keep the possessions low.
Roberts, 7 on the timer. Clark trying to wiggle away. Roberts with 3 to the right hand. That was partially blocked. It's a shot clock violation.
Yeah, and they got the shot clock was at 20 when they inbounded that after the foul, and they didn't get the shot off.
Princeton is playing with a lot of size today. Charles, Morton, and Hutcherson with Edie. So you got 3 players at 6 foot or taller, plus Hutcherson, who's a great athlete at 5'10", 5'11". Morton kicks out.
And
Chia, a step back 3. That one just missed the front of the rim.
well, she had made that exact shot earlier, stepping to the left and behind. That one was a little, as it left her hand, I could tell it was right of the rim.
Yeah, we have that good, unique angle courtside where we can see some of those pretty easily, whether it's going in or not.
Oh, absolutely. But John, my thing was, you're talking about the size. It's not just the two that started at 6'4". As you go to the bench, you got plenty of size that comes in the reserves.
Of course, that size, Tabby Amanze and Parker Hill, along with Fadima Tall, all starting today. First time that Princeton has showcased that Twin Towers look of the two 6'4" starters together, Amanze and Hill. Yanagacio, under 10. Deep 3 for Clark. Good box out and rebound from Toby Nowecki.
Well, this is one of the few times we've seen Princeton try to get transition offense.
And there's Emily Edie with her second collegiate field goal. First year forward off the bench. Florville denied by Hutcherson. Florville saves it, though. She might be a bit shaken up on the play. 10 on the timer. Roberts. Florville plays on anyway. Clark shakes free and delivers a mid-range J.
Well, that was really needed because they were sitting on 9 since the end of the first quarter.
Quick answer by Toby Nowecki the other way. Timeout taken by Lemoyne. Princeton leading comfortably with 6:19 to go in the first half. Really gone to another level since Carla Berube took over this program in 2019. Let's not forget, it's a highly successful program in the first place under Courtney Banghart, but Carla Berube has kept it going here. It's 10 Ivy League titles in 13 years, 6 in a row, and all 5 since Carla Berube got here. Tigers on their home floor since Carla arrived, 50-4 with a win today. Pretty incredible.
And would be 24 straight.
Yeah, it would be 24 straight home wins if Princeton defeats Lemoyne this afternoon.
Third best in the nation currently.
That is staggering to win that many games in a row at home. Hutcherson comes up with the steal, and then is fouled from behind by Hayden Roberts.
Just a 6th turnover for Lemoyne. I think they've been pretty discipline, taking care of the ball. They're trying to work the clock.
And that is the challenge when you're playing against Princeton, is that you really have to avoid live ball turnovers because, as we saw on Sunday against Middle Tennessee, Princeton can really hurt you in transition. That is a Monze missing.
Well, that's a good box out, and then for Lemoyne together get rebounds.
Hey, talk about gang rebounding. All 5 players on the floor have to do it. Lennon.
Yeah, the one area they have done well here today. Well, they were 3 of 6 from 3 until that shot, so 3 of 7.
That was Roberts missing, who's had a bit of an up and down campaign, but did have 23 points in the loss to BU earlier in the non-conference slate. Averaging just shy of 10 points per game, finding some more offense. Probably a goal for Lemoyne once they get into conference play. But as we have talked about, they have played some outstanding defenses. As a Monze muscles inside and can't get the roll against Roberts. Halfway through the second quarter, teams have slowed down a little bit. Offensively, Princeton 26 first quarter points today. Down to 8. Bodzioni, well defended by Fadima Tall.
And I understand they're waiting to really attack the basket till 10 seconds on the shot clock, but I think it's putting a little pressure to then get a good shot. I might try it a little sooner. They're kind of just like passing it around the perimeter.
There's nothing easy early in the shot clock against this Princeton defense. Tavi Amanze will shoot a couple.
Yeah, good roll to the basket by Amanze.
Oh, they're just going to call that a foul on the floor. Okay. Quickly into Fadima Tall. Short jumper no good. Cleared by Clark. And quickly out to Yanagasio. Trail 3 for Roberts. That's good.
Well, we said she came in shooting 33%. Gets one to fall there.
Amelia Osgood getting some more minutes later in the non-conference slate for Princeton. Here is Chia. Osgood, Tall, inside Amanze with 4. And she's called for a travel.
And John, to your point, I mean, Princeton was 9 of 17 in the first quarter. They're just 2 of 6 here. They've had a couple of turns. Pace is slowed.
Slowed down a bit.
And again, that's Lemoyne doing that, really.
Yeah. Lemoyne would like to play at sort of this slower pace, meaningful possession by possession to avoid Princeton's offense firing on all cylinders. Adeyemi scored it inside. Nice finish inside from the sophomore from Brooklyn.
But, John, they looked to score sooner in that shot clock. And look at that. She had a good look without the pressure. Oh, my God, the shot clock's at 2.
Hill wants it. Parker Hill with his size advantage.
Nice
no good. Great move.
And it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
I got to say, Roberts is doing a decent job with the bigs down at the defensive end.
Got to say, that's something that Roberts and those Lemoyne Post players have dealt with quite a bit throughout their non-conference slate, giving up size at the front of the rim. Lemoyne over 60 points only one time this year. That was against UNC Greensboro in late November down in Puerto Rico.
They have a lot of games where they're in the 40s.
Hill is called for a travel.
Well, it worked so well for her on the last possession. That time, she tried to do the same thing, only she shuffled.
Hill really enjoys that up and under move. She's She's gone to it several times, but I will say that's something to observe after 4 years of watching Parker Hill at Princeton, that she's adding something to that offensive bag down on the block every year. Clark's pass is intercepted by Hutcherson. Tigers on the run as Hutcherson presses the issue. Ashley Chia has her third three-pointer of the day.
And that's where the Tigers really make you pay. That was the 8th turnover for Moyne, but it gets the Tigers running and gets, well, in this case, Chia an early offense three-pointer.
Foul's going to go on Yanagasio. Sticking out that hip on the screen.
Hip. I'm amazed how many, doesn't matter, men, women, they, like, you get caught, and yet they always have to throw the hip.
Well, you know.
Just stand tall.
But then your screen can be ineffective because your defender can maneuver around it. Long two is good for Fadima Tall. She had a foot on the line. I mean, I get it. I was asked to set screens. You got to get a piece of the guy.
Well, my thing is if you practice it properly, your ball handler waits for you to set it. So often they don't wait.
Yes.
And that's how you get caught throwing the hip because they didn't wait.
Boy, great defense by Princeton. 8 on the timer. Roberts left alone. That's heavy off the back of the rim and cleared by Amelia Osgood, senior guard from Tennessee. Hutcherson forcing the issue. And controlled by Moyne and into the final minute of this first half.
And I got to say, Moyne, they took a long time to get their first rebound, but the difference has tightened. It's now 19-12 in favor of the Tigers.
Hutcherson gets a foot on that one. Katie Thiers returns for Princeton. Postel back off the bench for Moyne. Clark comes to get it. Adeyemi from the foul line. That's good.
I mean, John, right now, Moyne has played even basketball in the second quarter with the Tigers, 9-9. I think they would be pleased with their defense, and I think that they obviously have found some ways to get different kinds of shots. The only shots they were able to make in the first quarter were 3 threes.
Got to have some versatility at the offensive end of the floor. Chia comes to get it. Princeton can hold for the final shot of the first half with the shot and game clock just about even. Chia. Hutcherson tries a corner three. That's no good. Clark with a window of time.
Yeah, she mishandled the ball. Wow.
The heave is waved off
heave
from Postel. Finishing off the first half, Princeton holds a 35-18 lead on Moyne. Three-point shooting, the key to their success. 6 made threes for the Tigers in the first 20 minutes. Moyne, led by Sierra Lennon off the bench. She's got a couple of made threes. Tigers looking to make it 4 straight wins and 20 who are building Princeton's future. And you talk about the rebounding. 5 offensive rebounds for the Tigers in those first 10 minutes, and then things sort of evened out in the second quarter, but it's the Princeton length highlighted by those 4 blocks that really sticks out.
And look, they're going to struggle to shoot percentage-wise. I mean, 28%. You know, they made 3 field goals in the first quarter, 4 in that second quarter, but I think what they will concentrate on is what can they continue to defend like they did in that second quarter. You know, they also, Princeton had 5 threes in the first quarter and only 1 3 in that second quarter. So we'll just see. You know what I'm going to say, though. Princeton's third quarters, they always come out with their adjustments.
It's a great point. And, you know, Princeton showing off today that Twin Towers look in the front court. Amanze and Hill playing together. This is the first time we've really seen them play together in game action this year. You've probably seen this a little bit in practice. Amanze scores it inside. She is so talented getting to that right hand. Her second field goal. Princeton with such length across this starting lineup today. Fatima Tall bumping down a spot to the 3. Olivia Hutcherson from the 3 to the 2. Tigers also without Sky Belker today as Hill.
5th block for the Tigers.
Boy, that's one thing you got to love about watching Parker Hill play. She could have the most emphatic block, and she will show no emotion about it afterward.
And her ability to be able to keep pace with a guard. I mean, that's some pretty good quickness.
That one missed it all from beyond, and Princeton forces a shot clock violation. I would love to see a video compilation of Parker Hill blocks and then just pans right to her face after the blocked shot because it's complete deadpan. There's no emotion. There's no, big scream that you might see sometimes after an emphatic block. She's
kind of
just
like that.
Yeah. Amonze the target again.
And that's what you're talking about. The bigs can pass.
Oof. Yet another assist for Parker Hill, her 3rd today. Foul out top against Princeton. Hill, Fatima Tall, both outstanding passers. And that's been on display today. It's been on display throughout this non-conference slate, which wraps up today for Princeton. And, looking back on it a little bit, D, they have played some very, very good teams. And it'll be Tigers possession. You talk about a game at Utah, at Seton Hall, at Rutgers, at Temple. Those are games that Princeton won. They won at DePaul this year. And
yeah, they're getting set and ready for conference play. They do that. They challenge themselves.
Amonze, no good. Rebound by Flourville. Back into the starting lineup for Moyne today. Emily Flourville, senior guard from Brooklyn. Started the first 5 games of the year. Starting today instead of Yanagacio. Still looking for that right combination for Moyne. Headed into the NEC this year. Wow, look at the denial by Hutcherson. Giving up inches on Hayden Roberts.
They're calling for a jump ball. Let me look at this.
Oh, look at the athleticism to hang in the air.
Stuff.
Under 5 on the shot clock for Moyne. And another shot clock violation forced by Princeton.
And that's what we're talking about. I said they would come out with adjustments. And, even though it was only 4 made field goals for Moyne in that second quarter, they were finding ways to try to get to the bucket.
Certainly a little bit more comfortable after that first 10-minute onslaught, while Princeton executing their offense to a T.
You wanted reaction from Parker Hill. She definitely reacted on that pass. It wasn't a block, but her face said, wow, that was pretty cool.
I got to say that it feels like those are the moments where you see more emotion from Parker Hill when she sets up teammates offensively.
I mean, I'm just going to say she has 4 assists. She has not scored, but you can picture her highlights because her assists have been that impressive.
Parker Hill, 4 more assists today, gives her 29 for the season in 12 games.
Well, it's just such an advantage that if you can play through one of your bigs because they have that passing skill, wow.
Chia and Hill working that screen and roll game together. Hill attacking the 4-on-3 and draws a foul. That's one of those little things that Princeton will probably see more of in the Ivy League slate. Teams changing up defensive coverages against the pick and roll. And I would imagine that a lot of teams are looking at Hill and Tall and saying to themselves, oh, maybe we can't double the ball in screen and roll games.
Yeah, because you have too many shooters. I mean, as a team, they shoot close to 37% from 3.
Yeah.
So
Substitution for Princeton, returning Amelia Huntsman.
Here's the scramble. That's a rarity that a ball gets kind of loose by the Tigers.
A little too tall on the 3 ball, and Toby Nowacki takes a hard fall on the box out.
Well, she kind of didn't get her feet under her and fell on the back of Yana Gassio.
Yeah, no real opportunity for Toby Nowacki
break it.
to
Yeah.
brace herself for that fall, and sort of looks like it. Maybe she landed on her hip. And she's smarting a little bit right now. Toby Nowacki, the younger sister of former Tiger Chet Nowacki. And, of course, we are also thinking of Chet, who's doing a grad year at Georgetown and is out for the season with a torn ACL suffered in their season opener. So good to see Toby get off the floor under her own power. And
Yeah, she fell hard. That's
there is
that'll
always a
sting.
toughness.
Yeah.
But there really is a toughness from both Chet and Toby that we have watched quite a bit as Parker Hill gets the clean layup off the inbound. And
Well, it's like, let's get her a bucket. I think she is. After all those good passes, I'm going to deliver one to her.
Lennon, contested 3 from the corner. Ashley Chia on the run for Princeton. The no-look find. Tall couldn't finish with the left. Osgood comes away with an offensive rebound for Princeton. Osgood, Perella, Tall, Hill, Chia. Why not? Ashley Chia, her 4th three-pointer. She's got 14.
Her 4th three-pointer. She's 4 of 6 from 3.
It's an 11-0 sprint for Princeton coming out of the halftime locker room. 3-ball for Lennon is good. Sierra Lennon breathing a little bit of life into this Lemoyne offense, her 3rd three.
Yeah, we hadn't heard from her since the first quarter, but they all look the same and they're nothing but net.
Lennon, a confident shooter, 37% from beyond this year. Fadima Tall inside to Hill, who draws a crowd. The kick out. Perella, another 3 for Princeton, their 8th of the day.
And for Hill, like they tried to double her. Well, she knows somebody's open, and given the way that she's seeing people, not a surprise that she found the corner 3.
It's a new career high for Parker Hill, her 5th assist this afternoon. Foul called off the ball on Christina Perella.
How about it? Parker Hill has 5 assists, and Chia has 5 assists. We know that I think at least 3 of Parker's went to Chia.
Yeah, I think so. Sounds about right.
Substitutions for Princeton, returning Katie Fears.
Fresh legs on both sides. Fears and Charles check in for Princeton. Adeyemi back on the floor for Lemoyne. That's Bodzioni for 2. Megan Bodzioni had a tough day against Buffalo. She was 0 for 13 from the field, playing her 5th year of college basketball. After 1 year at Fordham, 3 years at Bryant, and now 1 year at Lemoyne. This is
It used to be rare, like the number of schools. If you transferred that many times, now it's becoming, the more stops, the merrier.
And of course, you've got the COVID year that a lot of players are playing through for the final year of eligibility here. And Lemoyne has a couple players on the roster taking advantage of that. 4:30
Firestone
to
Library
go. There. That's a piece of feedback that's always stuck with me. I remember talking to Grace Stone about this when she was reflecting on her visit to Princeton when she was a young player, originally played here as a kid. And she said, I'm walking around this campus and it looks like a Harry Potter scene.
I can see that.
Foul against Katie Fears coming out of the media timeout.
The last game I was here, I actually did walk through campus. I got here early.
Oh, right. You took the train.
Yeah, I took the train. So I got to see some pretty cool stuff.
It is a great way to spend an afternoon, especially actually when kids are off campus. If you come during spring break or during winter break, if you have a mild day like today,
Yeah, they're beautiful.
It's a
building.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Tough reverse from Adeyemi. No good. She's got her own miss. And Bonzioni finishes it off inside. The grad player from Wakefield, Rhode Island, played at St. Andrew's School. Tigers quickly the other way. Perella draws a foul. It's on Flourville. It's the 14th foul against Lemoyne. Ashley Chia heads to the sideline. Maybe the last we see of her today. 14 points and 5 assists, 1 steal in 22 minutes. Running the show for the Tigers. It's now Osgood and Perella in the backcourt together. That is Thiers with a size advantage. Can't get the roll. Offensive rebound, Edie, and it's a wedgie. Taylor Charles dislodges easily.
Well, because she had already gotten fouled. Otherwise, if that's on a shot, go to center court and jump it up.
Oh, yeah. First one rolls in for Emily Edie. Part of this class for Princeton, along with Toby Nowecki and Christina Perella. They are the first-year players in the program for the Tigers. That is something that we have almost grown used to watching with the Tigers, that first-year players, the special ones, Caitlin Chen, Abby Myers, Bella Allery, those players tend to play early in their careers, but otherwise it's pretty hard. Madison St. Rose, right? It's pretty hard to break into the rotations here, though.
Yes.
I think that's the story that we can probably tell about Taylor Charles. Carla Berube saying as much to us on the Get Stops podcast that she loves Taylor Charles's potential, but when she came in, she's playing behind Ellie Mitchell, Chet Nowecki, players of that nature.
Another one who found their way early, Caitlin Chen. Remember?
Oh,
I remember when she hadn't started, then had a really good performance. Next thing you know, she was in the starting lineup and never got out of it.
That 21-22 season, Osgood the miss. Yanagasio comes away with it. Jen, of course, doing the graduate year at Connecticut.
I watched the recent game. What was the one?
Oh, they're playing USC?
Yes.
A couple weeks ago?
Of course that was it, because she guarded. Why am I drawing a blank on the
Juju
guard?
Watkins?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she did a great job keeping her in front of her.
I mean, I got to say that, looking back on the calendar year 2024, I think the story is women's basketball and all, right? Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese reaching a fever pitch last March, but the youth in this game, Juju Watkins, Paige Beckers, Hannah Hidalgo, and Olivia Miles at Notre Dame. Who are some of your favorite players that you got a chance to watch in this calendar year, D?
In the women's game?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously Caitlin. I'm a little bummed I didn't get to see her in person because she did play in Maryland, at Maryland.
Oh, that's right.
And I had to work. So I would have liked to have seen that. Juju, obviously, it's hard for me because I'm a UCLA grad, but I have watched
that going for you?
No, she's just fun to watch,
I mean, UCLA, I'd say they're probably the favorite in the Big Ten right now, which sounds weird.
That sounds
still.
so strange.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to it.
Taylor Charles with the block inside for Princeton.
But even the hype of how they promote matchups, that USC UConn game, that promotion was even during football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, how far have we come where you can get promoted in an NFL game now?
I was going to say, was that a Saturday afternoon?
Yeah.
I think there was
the
other
game was at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. There were other games on, and I remember specifically going right to that game and saying, I got to watch this.
Absolutely.
Game. Yeah. And I will say, what you're talking about with Caitlin Clark, I did get an opportunity to travel with Princeton last year to the NCAA tournament, and we happened to play at Iowa. They were the 1 seed hosting.
Oh.
So we got to watch the second half of their first round game against Holy Cross, and that's something I'm going to stick with me for the rest of my life.
And
it's
also
cool.
to see the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I got to think they'll find a way to have her be a part of the NBA All-Star Weekend.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yes. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be like, I thought the Curry and Sabrina,
Oh, I love that.
that was
Yeah, that
awesome.
3-point contest is.
By the way, nice,
Oof.
another nice block.
I mean, Taylor Charles, you can see the physical tools that she has at 6'2". She's got such great length. First free throw up and no good for Emily Floorville.
Can hear a pin drop.
Well, this Princeton defense holding Lemoyne to 3 of 13 from the field here in the third quarter. That's 23%. 8 points for the Dolphins in this third quarter. Tigers plus 10 here in the third. Charles, Morton, Edie, Perella, and Nowecki, the 5 on the floor. That's Edie putting it on the deck. Couldn't finish. It's a good take from Emily Edie. Ten different Tigers into the scoring column this afternoon. All but Hutcherson and Morton to this point who have played. And it looks like everybody that is available has gotten into the game for Princeton today.
Yeah, and keep in mind, no Belker,
That's right.
who's their best in terms of percentage 3-point shooter.
Yeah, Sky Belker in sweats today. She's been playing through an ankle injury for the last week or so, and she is seated today at the end of the bench next to Madison St. Rose, who is out for the season with a torn ACL. Dora Wokic unavailable today as well, and I think that's something to monitor and something to really dwell on for a moment, D, that Princeton, right after Madison St. Rose, who was leading this team 17 points per game, right after she goes down, they win 3 straight games on the road, at Rutgers, at Seton Hall, at Temple.
Wow. And, I mean, to just be able to bounce back from a loss like that, meaning the skilled player that Madison is.
Toby Nowecki rattles home her second 3. She's got 8 points.
But it speaks to two things. One, the depth of that roster, and also that next man up is taught the way they practice. When your opportunity comes,
Yeah.
you're ready to go.
Yanagacio, the drive and kick. Clark, a deep 3. And the rebound will go out of bounds. Under 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Tigers 9 of 19 from three-point range today. Nice get-right game for Carla Berube and her group after a hard-fought win. A couple of hard-fought wins to wrap up the non-conference slate against Vermont and Middle Tennessee. Perella at the buzzer. This is from beyond. That finishes off a third quarter in which Princeton extended their lead plus 11 points in the third, leading by 28. Parker Hill showing off everything in that third. A career-high 5 assists for Hill as the Tigers head to the fourth quarter. Take a look at the Ivy League standings presented by RWJ Barnabas Health, the official healthcare system of Princeton Athletics. It should be a fun ride in the league this year. Harvard 11-1. Tigers picked as the preseason favorite this year. And you see that the 3 teams in the top 60 in the net rankings, an indication of the quality of scheduling for some of these Ivy League teams.
Yeah, the Ivy League is, over the years now, attracting a different kind of player than at one point.
I think you could make the argument that it sort of started here, where
I would agree.
Princeton put together a couple of great recruiting classes in a row, led by Bella Allery, Abby Myers, Carly Littlefields, all of whom went on to professional careers. Allery now on the staff at Georgetown. Wow.
What
Nice
a
finish
pass.
inside from Amanze. Compliments of Chia, who's got her 6th assist of the afternoon.
What a great move, spin move after catching that pass by Amanzi.
It is breathtaking to see the quality of footwork from a player that size for Amanze. 3-ball up and good. Off the bench for Sydney Postel.
Well, the fact that we talk about the footwork because it looks so good, Amanzi, Hill, it's just
Oh, Chia missed. Amanze went down. Numbers for Lemoyne the other way. Bonzioni left alone inside.
but
Adiemi.
yeah, but a good job by Nowecki to come help before Amanzi was able to get down there because she had fallen to the ground.
With that window inside closed quickly. Adeyemi, no good against Amanze. Loose on the deck. Some loose change picked up and scored by Bonzioni.
Yeah, and Chia said to Amanzi, that was my bad, but two of them chasing down. Really, Amanzi should have let Chia get it and just keep the box out.
Chia comes to get it. 8 minutes to go in this one. Tall inside. Amanze, yes, plus a foul inside.
Wow, another excellent pass, this time from the corner. Tall and just high enough for Amanze to catch it above the defender, and her fluidness all in one motion. Opportunity for a 3-point play. By the way, I mentioned how she's shooting 54% coming into the game.
Fadima Tall has an offensive rebound, and there is a foul against Lemoyne on the rebound. Adeyemi giving up some size against Edie.
Monze 5 of 8 from the floor here today, so her percentage continues to be strong.
I think the thing that impresses me most, D, is just how fluid she is shooting from distance. Edie tries a three. That's good. All cotton for Emily Edie. First career made three. Tigers lead by 30.
Yeah, Tigers shooting the 3-ball well, 7. Actually, 10 made threes, 10 of 21.
Largest margin of victory for Princeton this year is 21. That was at DePaul back on November the 9th. Princeton's first win of the season. Chia to Amanze. And we'll shoot 2 more. That's a combination that you're just trying to rep at game speed right now if you're Princeton, because that screen roll game between those two can be special and will be tough for Ivy League opponents to deal with. Of course, Ivy League play will start this weekend. Princeton hosting Cornell. We'll be here for a 2 o'clock tip. Jadwin.
And John, right now with the margin more than 30, if that holds, that's happened only 3 of the 12 losses for Lemoyne. So, I mean, you're in some pretty incredible company if you're Princeton. Stanford had a large margin. Illinois
Buffalo.
and Buffalo. Those 3 were monster scores.
Princeton shooting 48% from the field today. Lemoyne's at 27%. Here's Yanagacio trying to take advantage of the mismatch. Runs into a crowd. Timers at 3. Adeyemi got it off. Fight for the rebound is won by Fadima Tall. Chia, wow, she left her defender in the dust and scored it. Rocking the defender to sleep. She's got 16.
Amazing. I would have thought the rebounding margin was greater. The difference is only 5.
I think that's something that Lemoyne has really focused on since the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, I was just going to say the first quarter was tough.
Here's Yanagacio again creating at the end of the clock, and nobody home in the corner.
Those one-handed passes, they're difficult. You can't control or if the person has slid, you have no chance of bringing it back.
Well, that will probably be all for the three starters subbing out for Princeton: Chia, Almanze, and Fadima Tall. Good run for them to start this fourth quarter. Tigers leading by 33, and now three first-year players, one senior and one sophomore on the floor for the Tigers. This is one of those first years, Christina Perella.
Christina Perella seems very confident running the show and pulling up for her jumper. Her 8 points ties her season high.
McDonald's All-American nominee here in the state of New Jersey. Two-time Bergen County champ in high school. Brings great size to the point guard spot at 5'10". Does Christina Perella. This is Olivia Hutcherson coming to get it. The setup inside is for Katie Thiers, who scores it with the left hand for Princeton. Her third field goal. She's got 8 to go with 5 rebounds of her own.
And just a great post-up move, She knew when to go over, set her feet. Ball movement was going around the arc.
Here's Roberts against Thiers. Edie comes up with the miss.
And excellent defense by Thiers because she just stayed on the ground, put her hands up. That's just difficult to shoot over if you're Roberts.
Princeton leading comfortably as we hit the media timeout in the fourth quarter. Ashley Chia leading the way for the Tigers. She's got 16 points, 4 made threes. Tigers at 47% shooting from three-point range. The dark horse this year. They've played pretty well in the non-conference slate. I didn't see the final score, but they were up at halftime on TCU 2 days ago on Sunday. I'll have to check during the timeout to see if they closed the deal. But looks like it'll be an exciting race in the Ivy League this year. Of course, Princeton without star guard Madison St. Rose. Harvard has gotten a lot better as the year has gone on. Foul here against Paige Morton. And, that individual matchup between Princeton and Harvard, Ashley Chia versus Harmony Turner, you're not going to get a better point guard matchup in the country.
No, that's good stuff. By the way, this is the 5th time this season Princeton has reached 70 points.
It's a bit of a point of emphasis for Carla Berube and her staff this year to try to get out and run a little bit more. Without Ellie Mitchell, they feel like they can put more lineups on the floor where 5 offensive players can all beat you individually. And playing that sort of 4-out system, they've got a great fit at the power forward spot. And Fadima Tall been a key to this success in the non-conference slate. Steal here by Emily Florville. The senior picks the pocket and then runs into a crowd at the other end of the floor. Hutcherson with the takeaway.
15th turn for Lemoyne. Princeton's taking really good care of the ball. They only have 8.
Hutcherson trying to turn the corner. Thiers is the target inside. And, yeah, that's a 3-second violation. Didn't clear the paint.
She could have spun to her right and had Roberts beat that way. Seemed like she was committed to trying to go left.
Amelia Osgood into the game for the Tigers. Nowecki defending at the point of attack against Lombardi. Yanagasio the drive and kick. Long 2. Falls for Hayden Roberts.
None of her baskets here today have been easy ones. 2 of 11 for Roberts, who came in the leading scorer for the Dolphins.
Feels like that is the challenge against Princeton as Paige Morton misses a 3. Is that whoever is at the top of the scouting report on the other side, they get an immense amount of attention defensively.
And it makes sense. We'll take away the best player, or at least statistically the best, and make someone else have to show us we have to pay more attention to them.
Substitution for Lemoyne.
Roberts, 2 for 12 from the field today. Lemoyne, 15 turnovers committed, 13 made field goals. Looks like that's going to be all for Katie Thiers today as Taylor Charles checks in. Lemoyne, after this, they're going to start their slate in the NEC. Picked third in the preseason poll. FDU picked as the preseason champ this year by the coaches in the NEC. As Perella breaks out of the pack with possession, Osgood plays catch with Perella, and that's no good from beyond. Yanagasio running it out for Lemoyne. Approaching 2 minutes to go in this one. Lemoyne is at LIU on Saturday at Mercyhurst for the first Division I matchup between those two programs, a newcomer to the NEC.
I mean, just look at how Princeton's defense, they meet every dark jersey that's trying to go anywhere, except for Radia, maybe.
Adeyemi around and in for a chance at a three-point play.
Well, the shot clock was at 2. So for 28 seconds, Princeton gave them little to see. But eventually,
Now, I am sure Princeton's coaching staff has this, D, but I would be curious to see the number of possessions for their opponents where they don't take a shot until under 7 or 8 on the shot clock. Feels like it's a lot.
Oh, I totally agree. Now, I think in the first half, Lemoyne was purposely doing that to try to limit possessions so it wouldn't get out of hand. But I would agree with you. Princeton's defense, because they move so quickly. You know, they're
Paige Morton the catch and finish inside. That is Morton's first field goal. So every Tiger except for Olivia Hutcherson
yeah.
has gotten into the scoring column today.
And I know you were talking about the conversation that Julia was telling you about with Coach Berube.
Yeah, the defense. Yeah.
But I have to tell you, I look at this team, and it has been for years, so the players have come and gone, and I feel like they enjoy their defensive success as much as they enjoy their offense.
That's got to be so unique and rare among a basketball program.
Yeah.
I mean, offense is more fun, right?
I mean, yes, but
Taylor Charles knocks down a three.
It is pretty satisfying when, like that first quarter against Middle Tennessee and you allow only 6 points. You hold a scorer who's, we've seen some guard play over the years. Somebody comes in, the leading guard, and they struggle.
It is tough to score against this Princeton group. Lemoyne, 9 points in each the first and second quarter today. Bodzioni gets it to go.
And they had
the final seconds.
10 in the third, so 9, 9, 10.
And now 15 in the fourth quarter. Princeton has won their 24th consecutive home game. It's the third longest home win streak in the nation. Tigers, a fourth straight win. They go to 9-4 on the season and will open Ivy League play on Saturday against Cornell. 2 players in double figures for the Tigers today, Ashley Chia and Tabia Manze. Sierra Lennon leads Lemoyne with 9 points off the bench.